Somebody I know said during the offseason that Devin Gardner is the best quarterback in the Big Ten. And that same guy a couple weeks ago, after Michigan defeated Notre Dame, said Devin Gardner is definitely the best quarterback in the Big Ten. MarkRogersTV and ProFootballCentral.com, just a few minutes after Michigan escaped one of the toughest places to play in college football, Rentschler Field, and defeated UConn 24-21, escaping embarrassment for a second consecutive week. Of course, the Akron debacle was only 7 days ago, and we thought Michigan would be motivated big time to make a statement and say that wasn't us last week at the Big House, and almost losing to a team that's 3-33 the past 3 seasons. And I made one of my confidence picks in saying Michigan was going to cover 18.5 points. And they were down 21-7 in the third quarter. And it's not like Connecticut rolled over them to take that 21-7 lead. Michigan should have gotten out to a big lead. They led 7-0. They were dominating on defense. Connecticut put together just enough offense. And Michigan made, obviously, some just horrendous mistakes in the kicking game. Gardner with a fumble on the 4th and inches at the 3rd and inches in his own territory that was run back for the touchdown in the 21-7 deficit. But Michigan escapes and wins it 24-21. Okay, what's wrong with this football team? Well, it's the offensive line. That's one huge major concern here. Gardner didn't play well. He was running for his life, though, when he was trying to throw from the pocket. That was a huge issue in this game. Taylor Lewan is possibly the best left tackle in football. Schofield is a fine right tackle. Go back and look at our video post talking about Michigan offense going into the season, because we expected Michigan to be a top 10 football team, and they still may get there, but they have major concerns in the interior line. Center and the 2 guard positions aren't getting the push that they need in the running game and not protecting up the middle in the pass protection. Not forming the pocket up the middle, Gardner getting pressure in his face. Now, he's not responding well. There's no question about that. I don't know what's happened to the guy in the last 2 weeks, if he felt too good about himself following the Notre Dame game, but the Irish have a nice defense. Not a great defense, not as good a defense as they had last season, but certainly Notre Dame has a top 25, top 30 defense nationally, and Devin Gardner played extremely well in that game at the Big House. And the last 2 weeks, he's looked awful. 5 picks in 2 weeks, a couple not his fault, but they did not trust him with the football in his hand. As soon as Michigan made plays on defense and in the running game, but specifically in the kicking game, in the return game, and also with the pass interceptions to get back into the football game and take charge, they took the football out of Devin Gardner's hands unless it was to run it. Didn't trust him throwing the football. And so this young man is going to have to regain his confidence, because Michigan's going to have a passing game to win the Big Ten championship. And certainly they've got the weapons on offense. Jeremy Gallen, his favorite target, is an exceptional receiver. In addition to Devin Funchess at tight end, he on the first drive of the football game with a 14-yard pass reception. Just double-check the stats, and Devin Funchess did not catch another pass. He had mismatches all over that field with Funchess catching the football. He should have been the target 10 or 12 times in this football game against Connecticut. Defensively for Michigan, they were poor last week against Akron. They did a pretty good job against Notre Dame, although they got knocked around a little bit in the passing game against Notre Dame and Tommy Rees. But Michigan, it was difficult to tell because they were Connecticut's offense so inept. Check out some of these numbers. Coming into the game, 103rd in the country in scoring, 58 rushing yards per game, and that was against Towson in Maryland. 58 rushing a game, and that's with a coach, Paul Pasqualoni, who wants to run the football. Lyle McCombs came into the game and Connecticut's leading rusher, averaging 3.6 yards per carry. And again, that's against the Terps, and that's against Towson. In this game, Michigan's defense was dominant. Despite giving up 21 points, they didn't give up the 21 points. Of course, the muffed punt where the Michigan player did not get out of the way, set up Connecticut inside the 10, and then the Gardner fumble for the return touchdown, and Michigan's defense was pretty dominant. Connecticut just went 1 of 11 on third downs, 47 yards rushing, 206 total yards of offense. So Michigan's defense played the game and kept Michigan in the football game just enough for the offense to make some plays and basically capitalize on what the special teams and the defense did. So Michigan is set up for Big Ten play, and they really need to find Devin Gardner's game from a couple of weeks ago with the Big House against Notre Dame, and they need to make some plays in the running attack from the running back position. Gardner's devastating running the football when he gets on the perimeter, and he made some big gains in the fourth quarter to keep Michigan afloat. But Fitzgerald Toissant is a nice running back, not a great running back, but he certainly chipped in late in the game when Michigan salted this one away with 120 yards rushing on 24 carries. Michigan, if they're going to run the power I, the pro-style offense, needs to run the football between the tackles, and they certainly don't need their quarterback constantly being pushed up front when he's trying to step and deliver the football. So offensive line issues in the middle, in the interior for Michigan, running the football at running back with Fitzgerald Toissant. We know that the young kid, the freshman, much to do about him. Derrick Henry, highly recruited running back, the fourth-rated running back according to ESPNU. He got some carries early, did not see the field tonight against Connecticut. So Michigan fans, step up. Let us know what you think about your football team heading into Big Ten play, because there are no breaks in the Big Ten in terms of Michigan's schedule. In the post we did with Michigan State and Notre Dame earlier today, we looked at Michigan State's schedule, let you know that they don't play Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Penn State, the three best teams in the other division. Flip that for Michigan. They miss Illinois, Indiana, and Purdue. They play Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Penn State out of the other division. So Michigan's got to get it together. Will they do it? Brady Hoke's team is just 5-5 on the road since he took over in 2011. Would love to hear what you have to say about Michigan football, the Big Ten, and college football in general. Follow me on Twitter. We will talk college football there as well, right here on Mark Rogers TV and ProFootballCentral.com.